watching. You are watching.
You're watching. You guys are watching.
You're watching Soulful Discussion.
So hi, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. And so how did our paths cross today? How did we just meet?
I was walking into the mall and you stopped me.
Absolutely. And what did I approach you about?
About your YouTube channel. If you can interview me about feet, mental health, and reflexology.
Good job. And so a lot of people do forget those sometimes. Yeah. So good job.
Because the trio is not common.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. So we're gonna tie them together. You'll see as the interview goes along how they tie together in terms of what I'm doing with my interviews. Okay.
Okay.
So in terms of mental health, are there any topics you research, you follow closely, or anything like that?
I guess more so like anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder a lot. But that's about it.
All right, cool. Yeah. So yeah, the actual topic we're going to talk about today in terms of the mental health does deal with like anxiety, depression. So you might learn some new information from that.
Yes.
Or maybe it's a refresher for you. Okay.
Okay.
In terms of reflexology, are you familiar with that? Have you ever heard of it before? Or?
Are you talking about like I think that's like the pressure points in your body and stuff?
Yeah. So I'll go a little bit more in depth with it. Maybe I'll give you some more information that you haven't heard before, and it'll be helpful for you. Okay. So let's jump into these questions. Okay.
Okay.
What's something you like that other people might look at as weird? And I'm using the term weird for a reason. It could just be a strange hobby that you have or something like that. Okay. Anything?
I like, people think it's weird that I really enjoy watching Jeopardy.
Oh, okay.
Like religiously.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's really cool. So yeah, for me it's like anime. Like I'm an adult, I watch anime, so people are like, it's kind of weird to be an adult and do that, but I love it. Has anyone ever made you feel insecure about your body or a body part before?
Absolutely. I mean, that's normal for everybody to go through.
Absolutely. Is this something that you're still dealing with, or do you already kind of have control over it?
No, I think once it's made about you, it's always going to be in the back of your mind. It's always going to bother you just because that's natural human instinct.
Absolutely.
But, I just deal with it. It's just like,
yeah, so that's my next question. Like, how do you like cope with it? How do you like get through it?
I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Okay, cool. If there was one thing you could change about yourself, right? And it doesn't have to be physical, what would it be?
Can it be like
anything you want? Somebody gave you the power to change.
I think the type of childhood trauma I went through.
Okay.
Which sounds crazy, but yeah.
Okay. And it's funny because like a lot of times like those things we go through that we might want to change are the things that make us who we are right now, right? Yeah. So it's always interesting. I ask people about that just to see like where they go. So I get you. All right. So now let's jump into these questions. How do you feel about your feet? What are your thoughts?
I like my feet,
okay.
Except I'm always told I have long toes.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's
not a negative thing though, right?
No, it's just like that European sticking out.
Yeah, okay.
Eurocentric jeans.
I got you. Have you ever received any compliments before on your feet?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Men, women?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both? Okay. What are your thoughts on when a man compliments you about that?
I think for the most part it's kind of a confidence boost.
Okay.
Sometimes in a way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about when a woman compliments you?
Still a confidence boost.
Still a confidence boost. So now in terms of compliments that you receive, and not just about your feet, but in general, when you receive them from men and women, is there a difference in the feeling or is it the same?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's more so like when it's from men, it's more so like not only appearance, but like this might sound weird, but like a sex appeal confidence boost.
Yeah, no, that sounds absolutely normal. Yeah.
When it comes from women, it's more like, women empowerment type of confidence boost.
Absolutely. And so I started asking that question because someone who I interviewed before, she mentioned that a lot of times women from a young age are like taught to like be in competition and hate on each other. So when you get older and you receive compliments from other women, it's like seems more sincere and it seems like better.
It does.
As opposed to like men who give compliments sometimes just to receive something in return.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
I agree.
Cool. How would you feel if you started dating someone who's in the field? I mean, I don't know what your relationship status is now, but if you started dating someone who's into that, what's your thoughts be on that?
I'm into it.
Okay.
I don't mind.
Cool. Have you ever experienced that before? Or?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What was it like? Good?
It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, because I like my feet touched.
Oh, okay.
So like, my feet massaged like that.
Nice. Okay.
That way.
Yeah, and you would be surprised at how many people I interview who are the complete opposite of.
Oh
they're
wow!
like,
No,
I don't want.
please.
And it's like, yeah,
Please massage my feet.
Absolutely. When you first start dating someone,
Uh-huh.
when is the appropriate time for you two to talk about the things you're into in terms of intimacy?
Whenever you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people, like, different relationships form differently depending on how open somebody is. So to me, it's whenever I'm comfortable.
So you think it varies on like the type of person it is and like
absolutely.
how you connect?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. How often do you get pedicures?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks? Okay. How often do you wear like open toe shoes, sandals, flip flops, things like that?
Only in the summer or
Only in
when
the
the
summer.
weather's hot.
Okay. So usually when it's cold,
It's
maybe
tension.
boots or something like that. Okay. How often do you go barefoot?
Hardly ever, even around the house.
Okay.
Never.
Have you ever? Do you believe in earthing, grounding? You ever heard of that before?
That's when you just raw dog the floor. Yeah. I can't.
Well, it's more to it than that. So
Yeah.
it's basically for people who believe that when they're barefoot and their feet are like touching,
They're in
the
their
ground,
natural
like
human element.
and they get the energy back from the earth, and it makes them feel the most at one. So, but you're saying like that's not really your type of thing.
That's not my type of thing, but
Yeah.
I agree with that. I feel like
Yeah.
as humans, we're naturally supposed to be barefoot,
Absolutely.
and our bodies will adapt to the terrain.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's actually a part of reflexology, the earthing and the ground. Yeah, because like those pressure points you're talking about, when you
The
like
uneven-
when you're barefoot,
okay.
that's what happens.
Hmm.
All right. So now, can we see what your feet look like up close?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Get you to take them and put them here, and just lay them down flat first.
Okay.
And you have the pink. It's like a pastel type color you have here
Yes,
right now.
like baby pink.
And what size should we wear?
8.
Size 8. Okay. Does it
6.5 or
vary
8.
based on sandals, heels,
Yeah.
things like that?
Well, really on comfortability, depending on like heels, I'll go size up or half size up.
Okay. I see. And let me get you to extend your feet out so we can see the soles. Okay. So now
At
you're
the bottom of
going,
my feet clean.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Now we're going through this process. What are your thoughts? I approached you just like what?
It's
maybe 10 minutes ago?
uncomfortable.
Is
I
it
never realized.
uncomfortable for you?
Yeah, showing a stranger and maybe a couple of 100,000
Yeah,
strangers my
absolutely.
feet. Yeah.
So how are you coping with it right now? Because we're in public, going through this.
Hey.
How are you coping with it?
Your judgment doesn't hurt me.
Absolutely. I like your attitude. So let me throw you. Let me talk to you about the mental health of why I got involved with this. Okay, so
Wait, can I put my shoes back on?
oh well, we're gonna go through. A couple more
Okay.
exercises. During quarantine, I was watching a guy's channel and he was talking about DBT. Are you familiar with that?
DBT.
Yeah.
If you can.
It's dialectical behavioral therapy.
No.
So it's for people who suffer from anxiety, depression, people who like don't tend to live in the moment, like they overthink situations that they're presented with. So what therapists prescribe for these people is to go out and put yourselves in those situations, right?
Okay.
So let's say, for example, you have a fear of approaching strangers. They want you to go out and go approach strangers over and over again, like exposure therapy, so you can get used to the uncomfortable feeling that comes with it, right?
Okay.
And when you're in that moment that you're supposed to cope with it and do a self-assessment and ask yourself, what's the worst that's going to happen in this situation, right?
Okay.
And so if there's not a threat to your life or to your safety, you should proceed with the action because you could experience like a good event, good moment, things like that. So like with what you just said right now, like, hey, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Like somebody's gonna say something. Yeah, exactly. That's the type of mindset. So you already live with that type of mindset.
Oh, okay.
How did you get to that point in your life where you think like that?
I think it's just a matter of coming to realization that everybody's gonna judge you. Like that is us as humans, and that's where stereotypes come from.
Absolutely.
Like it's gonna happen. So, are you going to stop doing what you're doing just because somebody's judging? Somebody's gonna do it anyways.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. I like that. That. All right, so let's get a couple more shots. Let me get you to cross your foot
like this.
over. Yeah, but extend the mic out like how you had it. There you go, and then lift your. Yeah, there you go.
Am I able to take a phone call?
Go ahead. Okay. You're good. I'll do this for a little bit, and then you can do that, and then cross the other way.
I hope these don't end up on a porn website. Just kidding.
No. All right. So now let's jump into the reflexology. Okay. In terms of that. So now reflexology, like you said a little bit ago, like deals with the different pressure points we have. So you have the most pressure points like in your hands and feet.
Right.
You have all these different like nerve endings and things that lead back to other parts of your body. So through massage, acupuncture, things like that, you can actually like alleviate stress and tension to different parts of your body. So I don't know, do you ever deal with migraines or anything like that?
Yes.
So there's a portion of your foot you can massage to like actually alleviate that tension that you're feeling during that time.
Oh wow.
So, and it's right at the base of your big toe. So, like, if you actually pulled up, like, the reflexology chart, you'll actually see it says there, like, migraines. Have your boyfriend or whoever, like, massage that area with some oil.
Oh, wow.
Alleviate a lot of that tension. Yeah. There's a section for if you're sick and, like, you're congested to, like, massage an area, like, that can, like, get rid of a lot of that congestion for you in your lungs.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, it's all types of spots for that. So, in terms of what I just told you, what are your thoughts about that in terms of putting that in action and things like that?
I'm always willing to explore untraditional medicine, I guess I would say. I believe it though. I feel like in our bodies there's these natural, like you said, pressure points. Yeah. And it's just natural healing for us.
Absolutely. And so I started going out, and this is why my interview is slightly different from the guys I was looking at. So I talk about reflexology because it's a way for people to be able to, like, heal certain things in their body without, like, having to take over-the-counter medicines, things like that can, like, affect your body in another way. So, yeah. So now, with that being said, how ticklish are you?
Very.
Very ticklish? Yeah. Okay, would you mind if we tested it on camera to see, like, what the difference is?
Yeah.
Cool.
Is it on the bottom of my foot?
Yeah, on your foot. Yeah, absolutely. And so we're gonna do right to left. And we tell what's going on, man. We're gonna do right to left, and I want you to tell me which one is more sensitive. Okay. All right, and we're gonna start here. 1, 2, 3, and it's very sensitive.
It's very.
Where's it more at? Okay, tell me if is it right in the arch?
Like in the middle.
Right in the arch. Okay. And now let's try the left, and then tell me if this one is more sensitive. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and it seems like it's less.
It's less sensitive.
It's less sensitive than this one. Okay. Now try this for me. Okay. I want you to wiggle your toes and then tell me if it's more or less. Okay.
Okay. Oh
less,
shit.
right?
It's less. It's not.
It's supposed to be. Do you know why?
Is it like pressure points?
No, it's because your foot is in motion, right? It can't pick up on the sensation because it's moving.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's try this one and tell me less, more. Less?
No, that's still
this one's still the same?
Yeah.
Okay, that shouldn't be like that, but that's interesting. Okay, now let me get you to do a couple exercises to test if you have any ligament damage or bone damage, okay? Let me get you to bend your toes over and make a fist. Is it easy to do? It's easy. Okay, it doesn't feel like any discomfort or anything from that?
No.
Okay, relax. Okay, spread your toes and tell me if you feel any pain or discomfort from that. Relax. Just wiggle your toes about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel anything. Pretty easy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now, I started having people do that. A lady I interviewed before, when she did that, when she like bent her toes over, she felt like a sharp pain across her big toe.
Oh.
And she actually like stumped her toe like the week before, and so it could have been signs of like ligament damage or broken bone, something like that. So I have people do that just to kind of educate.
Okay.
So let's get to the end of the interview. Let's wrap it up. I know you got somebody waiting for you. Let's get to the end of the interview. In terms of my approach, when I walked up, was it good? Was it bad? Is there something I can work on?
No, it was pretty good. It was pretty straightforward.
Okay, cool. In terms of the interview, right, from start to finish, beginning to end, did everything make sense to you? Could you see how it was going in the line? And did you learn anything new from the interview?
I could see how it was going in the line, and I definitely learned that the different, I guess, healing properties and pressure points, and also that it could be related to mental health.
Yeah, and so that's what I was telling you. I was going to tie it together. You would see how it works.
Yeah.
The last thing I ask everyone to do that does the interview, from a mental health aspect, maybe like a life lesson that you learned or some wise words of wisdom that you could say to my channel that could be helpful to them.
Stop caring about people's judgments. You're not going to live your full life if you care about what Brian, the next door neighbor, has to say, or Sally, who just saw you walking over, had to say.
Thank you. Now, I like that. It's very strong words, very simple, but a lot of people like tend to overlook things like that. Like you said, just stop caring what other people like have to say, their judgments and things.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you taking the time to like stop and do this interview with me. And we hope you have a great day. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
All right.